All right, welcome back. It's a big weekend in Winston-Salem because it's time for the Winston-Salem Open. It's an award-winning ATP World Tour 250 event and a not-for-profit based in Winston-Salem.
It runs August 17th to the 24th at Wake Forest University's tennis complex. Prize money totals more than $775,000.
That's a big payday. The marketing and communications director, who is a self-proclaimed tennis nerd, Robin Linder, joins us now. Robin, it's good to see you again.
Good to see you too. How are you guys doing this morning? We have great weather, so I hope you guys are going to be able to get out of there on time today and enjoy it.
I hope so too.
It looks so nice out there, picture perfect. Can you kind of share the news with us first of your recent wild cards and also who pulled out of the tournament?
That is something I know. I don't want to talk about that. No, it's we have to contend with some pretty large tournaments. We have a Master Series event, which means that it's a very, very high level tournament. And then we have the US Open coming up. And I think a lot of people don't realize that unless you're out here, the conditions can be grueling. The hard courts are hard. The bodies need to be protected. So the players have to sometimes do what's best for them to take care of their bodies for the long term. However, we have got some fantastic additions to the field, which we're pretty excited about. For example, we have just announced a top 30 player. His name is Francisco Cerundolo, and he's from Argentina. And I know people are like, oh, what does that have to do with anything? Well, Argentina is a powerhouse right now. There are several guys in the top 50, which means they're quite literally the top 50 best in the world at what they do. So Cerundolo is making his Winston-Salem Open debut, and so is an American favorite, Riley Opelka. We just announced him. We're very excited about that. He's been out for about 2 years, actually, with a hip injury. He had to have surgery. He had to take some time off. He just came back to the tennis courts a little bit earlier this summer in Newport. So this is only one of his 3 or 4 events back. It's very exciting. He is about 7 feet tall. He's got a huge serve. He's a lot of fun to watch, and he's a really great guy. So we think the fans are really going to enjoy that. And then we announced a wild card in doubles, which is Jamie Murray and John Pierce. And Jamie Murray's won a bunch of Grand Slams, which are those large tournaments that everybody talks about, you know, things like the US Open, Wimbledon. Those are the big tournaments. And then John Pierce won a little thing you might have heard of called the Olympics. I don't know if you really know anything about that.
I've heard of that, yeah.
So he won the gold medal in Paris, and he will be here as well.
That's exciting.
I think one of the cool things about tennis right now, Robin, is the fact you got your big names, and a lot of the big greats are starting to retire, and the field below them, it really can be anybody's game, and that makes tournaments like this really exciting because anybody can win.
Yeah, and that's something that we really pride ourselves on. If you were to go through and you really wanted to be a tennis nerd, if you wanted to go through the top rankings, you would be able to see that the vast majority of the top 15 guys right now have won and or played in Winston-Salem. So just a few years ago, we had Carlos Alcaraz, who also you may have heard of. He was playing in the Olympics against Novak Djokovic. He's won a whole bunch of Grand Slams already, and he's still 21. So he's got a great career ahead of him, and he was here just a few years ago. I mean, within the last 3 or 4 years. So we are very, very proud of that tournament history. This is the place to be if you want to get up close and personal to the next generation of stars. No question.
You've also announced that 3 past champions are returning. Why do you think so many top players come back to the Winston-Salem Open to keep playing year after year?
Well, that's like asking why Winston-Salem as a city is awesome. And I think, you know, all of us being local, we could talk about that all day long. But the bottom line is the facility and our people. So we have set up the facility. I know the courts are behind me, but what you can't really tell is that we've set up this facility to be as close to the conditions in New York as we can. The surface, the lights, we installed new lights last year. We've set up really important things like drainage, grit in the surface of the court. All of those things are very important to the way the ball bounces and the way the guys feel. So we have a great facility, and then everyone here, shocker, is fabulous. And our volunteers are welcoming. Traffic is easy. Parking is easy. Downtown is closed. Hotels are easy. They're not fighting for traffic or practice courts. And I think that's just a great way for them to kind of take a breather before New York, because it's obviously a bit more busy in the Big Apple. But we really, really have to give credit to our fans and our volunteers for making these guys feel so welcome which is why they keep coming back year after year.
And Robin, for the fans too, it's such a great venue. The Wake Forest Tennis Complex is a little more intimate. It's got a flair for some elegance. Can you talk about some of the new amenities and experiences that might be new to fans this year?
Yeah, so we have gotten, yes, the stadium hides it, but I promise over my shoulder, there are several brand new areas for lounging, for cocktails, for shade, and we're very excited about that. So if you're looking to just kind of kick back and enjoy the atmosphere, if you don't want to talk tennis like I do, there's lots to do. We're really excited about that. We've got Aperol, which is a new sponsor this year, and they're helping us with our signature cocktails, and we've got a great bar area over there. We have areas for for fans to watch players on the practice courts. We've got some hospitality. We will have more food trucks this year. We have some bands. It's sort of, you don't have to really like tennis. You just like to have fun. And that's really what we're excited about, so that people can just come out and see what we have to offer.
It sounds like such a great event. Robin, thanks for joining us on the show today to talk about that. Folks at home, the Winston-Salem Open begins tomorrow with some of the preliminary rounds. It runs all the way through August 24th. Tickets are available at winstonsalemopen.com, and we'll have a link on triadcw.com after the show so you can purchase tickets.
And I know